Which cheesesteak are you on? Come on.
Hey, listen, we haven't even had a chance to get a cheesesteak, man. I did get last night. We got in real late, so we did get a Yingling. We did that.
Good. Yes.
But it's been a busy day, man. We've been going nonstop. Here we are at the ballpark. I'm standing right outside the D-backs dugout, and we're getting ready for the D-backs to come out for some pregame warm-up.
All right, well, tomorrow, then either if you can't get to Jim's Steaks on Broad Street, don't go to Geno's or Pat's. Those are commercial. Those are overrated. They put that freaking Velveeta crap on it. It tastes like you know what. If you can't get to those, just jump into a Wawa. Just go into a Wawa and get yourself Italian hoagie with American cheese, and you'll fit right in there, Fouhy. Right in.
Just Lala, huh? Lala?
No, Wawa. W-A-W-A. Wawa.
Okay, Wawa. Gotcha.
Yeah,
hey, they're playing music here in the ballpark. It's hard to hear. I'm trying.
All right, we're going to try to get through Factor Fouhy. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, the main key for the D-backs to beat the Phillies must be the continued domination by the bullpen. Factor Fouhy. Domination by the bullpen.
I love that.
Okay.
Fact. Listen, I think Zach Gallen, we talked to Zach yesterday, he thinks he's going to, he's going out to give it his best shot, right? He knows the deeper he goes, the more, the easier it is on the bullpen. So they all know that. But this bullpen has stepped up tremendously here in September and now in October. So these guys have been nearly flawless. So let's hope Gallen goes deep into the seventh inning, maybe the eighth, and let's hope we don't use the bullpen too much.
All right, Coach, question number 2. The top of the D-backs batting order led by Corbin Carroll and Ketel Marte must stay hot in order to win this series. They must stay hot. Those two leading it off.
Yeah, listen, I'm going to say fact to that bit, but here's the thing. The D-backs have hit as many home runs in the playoffs here as the Phillies have. So it's been a hot batting order, and obviously we watched the third inning on Wednesday with 4 home runs in a single inning, which was unbelievable. So at any point in time, anybody can step up. But I think Corbin Carroll just getting him on base and letting guys drive him around. He's got such speed. I think this team was built for this pitch clock and the way the bigger bases.
Craig Fouhy is our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. Okay, Coach, here we go. D-backs must get a split in Philly to have any chance of winning the series. Fact or Fouhy?
Well, I know that the easy answer is fact, and that the harder one is Fouhy. But I'm going to go with fact because I said that coming out here. I think they need to at least split this one. It'd be great to get 2 like they did in LA, right? But at least if you split it, you got a chance with games 3 and 4 and 5 back in Arizona on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So I would love to see them get a split, have a chance to clinch a spot in the World Series next week at home.
All right, Phil, let's talk some Cardinals. Without James Conner in the backfield, the Cardinals will remain unproductive on offense. Factor Fouhy.
Yeah, fact, and we can throw in as long as they have Josh Dobbs at quarterback, they're unproductive. And as long as the other receivers aren't doing a lot, they're unproductive. I mean, there's a whole lot of reasons they're unproductive. Number one, we knew this coming in. It's not a great roster. James Conner, I will give them credit because they do fight hard. Right? They play hard. They fight hard to the end. But listen, they've scored 7 points in the fourth quarter all season. Combined, every game, 6 games, combined 7 points. That's the worst in the NFL. You're not going to win many games when you can't score in the second half.
All right, Coach, go a little Coyotes talk here. Coyotes' young Logan Cooley with his 2 assists in the Yotes 4-3 shootout victory over the Devils on Friday night is proving to be an up-and-coming star for years to come. Fact or Fouhy?
Fact. Listen, this team, I'm excited about this team and the guys they have. I think they're going to be sneaky good this year, right? This team is not expected to do much, but they've gotten better each year under Andre Touré, a Bear, and they're going to continue to get better and better each year. And this year, I think they've got some pieces. They did well in the preseason. We saw some flashes in the preseason. Then to go into New Jersey and beat the Devils team was awesome. So I'm excited about this club and what they're going to produce this year.
I'm with you on that, Coach. I really think that Cooley and look, we all know who the number 1 pick was in the draft, and we watched him play for the Blackhawks in Chicago. But I think Cooley is really going to be the guy who is really going to put points on the board. Is that a fact or is that Fouhy?
That's a fact. Listen, we saw him with his speed and his ability in preseason, right? And then you see him again against New Jersey. This guy he's got something. So I'm excited. I got a chance to talk to Bill Armstrong about him just a little over a week ago, and I'm telling you what, they found a diamond in the rough in this kid, and he's showing it right away. It's exciting.
Coach, you look at this series getting started there in Philadelphia. Any underlying stories that you guys are going to try to get to the bottom of or bring to light for the next couple of days?
You know what? I'm a former coach, so I love the chemistry angle, and I got a chance to talk to Tori about that, Evan Longoria today, just about the chemistry on this team. You know, Evan Longoria told me, listen, talent takes you so far, but you got to have something more in sports, right? It's a team sport. There's got to be more. And I think fantasy sports have kind of killed all the chemistry for fans because they just think it's about production from players. But there's something about chemistry in a locker room or a clubhouse in baseball that makes a difference. And Evan Longoria said it today. He just said, look, without the chemistry we have and the brotherhood we have, we're not here today. So he's a firm believer. Tori's a firm believer. I mean, everybody's talking about it. Then the other one is Christian Walker and Zach Gallen coming back home here. Gallen grew up about 10 miles east of here in New Jersey. Christian Walker grew up about 25 miles northwest of Philly. So a couple guys coming home. It's going to be exciting for them. And this crowd, right? The crowd here is phenomenal. I can't wait to experience it myself tonight.
You know, Coach, we talk about the dominant, the dominant bullpen the second half of the season. I'm just curious with Mike Hazen. You know, we sat there and went, okay, got a legitimate closer in Seawald. I got Tommy Pham. Would love to see another starter, but was their strategy to go get that closer in Seawald to set the tone for the rest of that bullpen so everybody knew their roles? And it seemed like that's when they took off.
Well, that's exactly what it was because guys didn't know their roles at that point, right? For the first part of the season, guys weren't sure what they were doing, who the closer was. It was closer by committee. Yeah. When they brought Seawald, everybody knew where they were, right? It's okay, we have a designated closer. This is the guy. And if you remember, Seawald's first 4 or 5 games weren't very good, right? It was like a struggle for him. And he's turned it on since August. But it was interesting to see how it all played out. But, yes, definitely Corey agrees that getting Seawald in changed the dynamic in the bullpen.
I'm real curious, Coach, what you expect tonight in this game. Do you see it a pitching duel or do you see a runs-producing game tonight, say 5-4 or 6-5, something like that?
Well, with both these teams, I'll tell you what, Jimmy B, I'll tell you what, with both these teams and the bats they have, it could be an 8-6 game tonight.
Okay.
But both pitchers are solid, right? Zach Gallen, Zach Wheeler for the Phillies, both are very good pitchers, and we'll see what kind of stuff they have tonight. And again, I don't know how big of a part the crowd is going to play in this because the D-backs have talked about it. You know, at practice Friday, they cranked the volume up at Chase Field just to try and get used to it. The players all said it was so loud it was annoying, but that's what Torrey wanted it to be. So they're anticipating the crowd involvement in this and how calm the guys can stay in the midst of this environment.
3.
Should be a lot of fun. Well, have fun. I'm very jealous, as you can imagine. Wawa, W-A-W-A.
I've got it now. They turned the music off.
Oh, good. You'll love it. You'll love it. Hey, Fouhy, thanks for calling us on the road, man. We'll be watching tonight.
You got it. Thanks, fellas.
That's Craig Fouhy live from Philadelphia, ABC 15. So, of course, that's where you're going to want to go tonight after the game, as he'll be doing, I'm sure, live shots at 4, 5, 6. You know, every time he gets an opportunity, I'm sure he'll be doing the
different angles and the stories within. I mean,
it's great.
I mean, Philadelphia and the Diamondbacks, you think kind of somewhat mirror each other, but I mean, you look at these bats from Philadelphia, you just go, wow, just the power.
I don't see how they marry themselves.
Well, I mean, but the D-backs are more of a I'd say somewhat small ball. You know, Philly's more of a big ball.
Well, then that's not mirroring.
Well, I mean, in situation with their pitching and their bullpen,
okay,
and their bullpens are pitching now. Yeah, batting wise, they're a little different animal. Not that the D-backs can't hit the long ball, but I think from this rotation in the bullpen, and I've always believed that your bullpen and your fielding are going to carry you because you know the starters are going to get let up at some point. I mean, look at the Texas-Houston game right now. I mean, you look at Houston down 4-0 after an inning and a half.
That's 5-1.
5-1 down. So
come on, Manuch.
Yeah, they were last time I checked. They're 4-0. But
you haven't checked.
No, last time I checked, 4-0. But the thing is I think it's all going to be about pitching and who gets hot, moving them along, and you got to steal the bases. It's going to be interesting to see if this D-backs team can steal bases on this phenomenal arm and catcher for Philly.
Yeah, I'd rather see that as well. But the key will be and we touched on it at the beginning of the show, is they got to get their fast guys on base. They just can't go down looking. They can't go down grounding out, and they can't hit easy fly balls. They've got to find a way to get on base.
Philly doesn't care about their fast guys. They have a home run hitter leading off,
That's
Schwarber.
it. That's what
but they realize their second, third, fourth guys get on base. They got production.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could trade Turner. I mean, you think of some of the things that he's gotten hot, and some of these guys you got coming in there with all the other power behind Schwarber. That's the scary part.
That is.
That's this team's got to be very, very leery of.
Yeah, I'm scared about Schwarber.
He can go deep.
He hasn't gone deep yet, and that's not like him.
That's fair.
Last year, he went deep 6 times in the postseason for the Phillies. Year before that, as a Boston Red Sox, 3 times. I mean, he's gone deep the big year in Chicago. He went 5 times. So he's a guy that can go deep at any time.
He hit a ball out of Wrigley Field in
1 minute.
Chicago.
Remember that?
Yeah, unbelievable.
So what you're saying is he's due, huh, Rock?
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
I don't know if I want him to be due.
I don't either.
Hey, Fouhy today is brought to you by our Fan Pick'em Contest Play, our annual Twin Peaks Fan Pick'em powered by Blue Moon and Coors Light. You win weekly Twin Peaks Man cards. You make your picks each week. It's free. Just go to fanpick'em.com. That's fanpick'em.com. Well, football at 50 is next. Bill Belichick is about to earn himself a record that he will not be proud of. That's next. It's Rock and Minucci, Jimmy B. Fox 910.